Although it's been more than 2 years since the city's watchdog said gang records used by Chicago police were riddled with errors, the department says it's still using that same database. WTTW News reporter Heather Cherone joins us now with more. Hey, Heather. Before we talk about today's hearing, let's start with that watchdog report from 2 years ago. Inspector General Joe Ferguson conducted an audit of CPD's gang database back in 2019. Remind us, what did it find?
Well, it found that more than 135,000 Chicagoans were listed in the database, and 95% of them were Black or Latino. But that data was riddled with error, Inspector General Joseph Ferguson's found, and was ripe for abuse, especially when it comes to undocumented immigrants in Chicago, and was disproportionately targeted toward Black and Latinos. And he recommended a huge number of changes.
And so, despite relying on all of that today during a hearing before the City Council's Public Safety Committee, CPD defended continuing to use this criminal enterprise database. Why did department officials say why?
Well, they said that it's important that Chicago police know who is in a gang so they can use that information to try to stop retaliatory violence, because so many of the gang-related shootings in Chicago involve violence that starts with one shooting that leads to another, and so on and so forth. They acknowledged that the data they have is not perfect, but they said it's important to use what they have.
Particularly wanting to connect the dots in this time of high crime. But is there any hope for changes in how the CPD uses this, or even how it keeps these records?
Yes, a new database is due to be online by September, Deputy Chief Thomas Mills told aldermen. However, all of the details have yet to be worked out. It's not clear how much the database will cost, exactly who will be included in the database, and precisely how those listed in the database can appeal that ruling. All recommendations set by the Inspector General that nearly 2.5 years later, we're still waiting to figure out.
Wait and follow we will. Thank you so much, Heather.
Thanks, Amanda.
And you can read Heather's full story on our website. That's WTTW.com/news.